At the end of the day, if you cut off 20% of the entire globe's oil supply, it's eventually going to lead to price shocks. And because of the length of travel for oil, we haven't actually received the price shocks just yet. We haven't seen it yet because they're trying to play around and take advantage of the lag to withstand the imminent collapse of global energy markets. Here's a video someone sent that says it explains it very well. Let's take a look.
4 soccer fields long, carries 2 or 3 million barrels of oil, and it weighs more than a skyscraper, all of which makes it slow, 10 or 15 knots. That is, no joke, the speed of a bicycle. Our global energy supply lines move at the speed of a Schwinn. And let me show you on this globe why that's important. If you biked all day, how much of this globe do you think you could cross? Like maybe the width of the point of this pen, right? Maybe. You worked really hard. Okay. Now imagine hopping on your 12-speed starting in Dubai. Where's Dubai? Here we go. Starting in Dubai. And now imagine that you have to bike out of Dubai all the way down here, down the coast of Africa, down, cross the Cape of Good Hope, back up the other coast of Africa, all the way across the Atlantic, through the Caribbean, before finally arriving at the deepwater oil port in Louisiana. That would take forever on a bike, right? Which, remember, is the speed that these oil tankers go. Like, that is how our oil travels, as if it were on a bike. And maybe you see where I'm going with this. This is a map of global oil flows put together by JP Morgan. Don't worry about all this text. We'll explain it in a minute. These red lines show the oil coming out of the Middle East, going out to the rest of the world. This is the stuff that's been cut off. Here it is back in December before the war. There it goes. The oil is flowing.
This is so inefficient. We should consider launching our oil into space to make it faster. It's really funny. Except this is the most efficient mode of transport. Ironically enough, it sounds inefficient, but there's no other way to ship that quantity. This is the, as it stands, most efficient mode of transport, which is why there are major problems here. Because, like, you got pipelines, but even then, you can't move as many units through a pipeline. There are issues with pipelines as well. Pipelines don't travel all around the world. You can't do a pipeline from the Persian Gulf to South Korea, where the refineries are for the Asian markets, right? Like, it's just not going to happen.
Remember, it moves at the speed of a bunch of bicycles. So now it's January, and the oil is just finally reaching parts of Asia and Europe. And we're into February before it hits the US, and then it hits refineries in South Korea that then sends it on down these pink lines to Australia and New Zealand. So when the war starts and the oil stops flowing, there's actually still a ton out there, taking its long, lazy little bike ride around the globe. That's a big part of why things seem weirdly normal. For most countries, the oil shutdown has not reached us yet. We're still getting shipments that were sent out before the war started. So when do those shipments stop? If you look at that map again, it says most deliveries to the US will stop around April 15th. In Europe, they stop around April 10th. Asia, April 1st, so it's just getting started. But here in parts of Africa, it was March 20th. We're already well into it. And that's even hitting places like the US, where we are still receiving oil from before the war started. Countries whose shipments ran out are creating this big surge in demand. So anytime you go to the pump or pay your power bill, you are bidding against them, and they are bidding against you. And all of this is going to get significantly worse when China and Europe start running out of shipments too, and surge demand to replace it.